Good morning, ScrambledO. Na. This video is in response to your 100 subscriber challenge contest sweepstakes. I thought you might be interested in checking out my garden. Something that I've never attempted before, but so far it's worked out pretty well. Pretty well for a total novice gardener. First off, man, I appreciate your channel. It's cool, man. It's funny. You got a good sense of humor. You got a good head on your shoulders, and you got some cool stuff, man. Some good information, and I appreciate it. I'm gonna leave all my favorite YouTube channels and my movies and TV shows to the end, or I might just post them in the comments section. Haven't given it a lot of thought yet. I typically choose not to rot my brain with that kind of filth. I'm just kidding, but nah, man. Thought you might find this cool. It's a little garden. Got a variety of stuff. Again, I have no experience, so I probably won't be able to give you a whole lot of good information, but I'll just tell you real quick what I did, since it's about 10 o'clock in the morning and it's already like 100 and some degrees here. So I'm gonna make this quick. If any of you are wondering, I'm here in North America, the southeastern portion of the United States. Da-na-na. So here it is, man. As you can see, there's a pretty strange setup I made here for this fence, but we got a lot of deer out here, and they would have eaten everything right away. So there was an existing fence. It was probably only like 4 feet tall, 4 or 5 feet, something like that. And so I took some little pieces of plywood, whatever I could find, and I kind of extended up the fence here. And I don't know if you can see, but I put some fishing line. Up to try to basically make it seem like the fence is taller than it is. The whole thing is pretty much flimsy, and any deer could jump in there if they wanted to, but the idea is that they don't have very good depth perception, so they won't even try. And so far, that theory has worked. And then this just keeps them from going right up to the edge and testing it out. This pretty much runs along the entirety of the garden. Entirety. Yeah, so let's head on in there. We'll take a look. It is now almost August. There's our worthless compost pile that hasn't been moved in probably a year. But now it's August, and it's my house. I'm just kidding, that's a little shed over there. Basically, I started all this stuff from seed in a greenhouse in like late April, which is actually pretty late, I think, but you know, again, I don't know what I'm doing, so. And then I waited till the plants were about 5, 6, 7 inches tall, and I went ahead and tilled up this whole space and put down some compost, made my rows and everything, and planted everything. About a month later, so about like the end of May, beginning of June. So this is what it's turned into so far. This was all like really nice and neat in the beginning. I really didn't know how big all this stuff was going to get, but they were all like in their individual rows. And now, as you can tell, it's a little bit crowded, but doesn't look like they're shading each other out yet. Most of that is different kinds of winter squash, butternut squash and acorn squash, and hopefully when it all gets ready to pick, I can kind of store it for a while. I don't have to eat it all right away because it's going to be a lot of it if it works out. One of them little buddies right there. And it's starting to grow up the fence, which I really didn't foresee, but it's working out pretty well. So there's that. Then I got all the cucumber plants, which have pretty much died. They started off doing really, really well, and I got a whole bunch of cucumbers, and then about a couple weeks ago, looks like somebody took a lighter to them. So I don't know what the deal is with that, but wasn't meant to be. These are some summer squash. I picked all that yesterday, so not a whole lot to look at there, but little watermelon over here. Little guys seem to be doing quite well. And as you can see, I've mulched with some straw to try to keep the weeds down. In the beginning, this was just beautiful brown soil and green plants, but there was a ton of weeds after about 2 weeks, so had to do something. And as you can see, there's a crop of wheat coming up out of that wheat straw. But anyway, I also have some tomatoes and some bell pepper plants. These are red bell peppers right here. And some mushrooms popping up from last night. How about that? That's probably why this one developed some kind of fungus at the bottom. I don't know if you can see that, but it's dying because of that. And then we got tomatoes, which are kind of flopping over now. I really need to stake these up, which I will. I started doing over here. Got this little contraption that I saw online, somebody building one of these. This was just made out of bamboo that had lying around. And the idea is that if it grows up this contraption here, it will the leaves will be able to shade the tomatoes a little bit later on when it gets tomatoes and before the squirrels eat them all. But I'm going to build some more of these rungs up the thing here as the plant gets bigger. Give it something to sit on. Really, I should just do that right now, but haven't got to it yet. And then there's some scallions, some green onions, which seem to be popping up nicely. And then over here there's a little cantaloupe. It's a cantaloupe plant, which I planted way too late, and it's may not have time to develop any fruit before it gets cold again, but we'll see. We'll just have to see, you know? It's an experiment. So anyway, man, I appreciate your channel, appreciate your info and your comedy, and I like it, man. Keep doing your thing. Apologize for the shaky video, but hopefully I can still get in the contest.